Don't you love it when people say, I have good news and I have bad news. Which do you want first? Well, let's give you J.P. Morgan's good news first. It handily beat the street earnings estimates. The company reported earnings per share of $1.35, while the street was expecting $1.26. So the bad news? Revenue fell for the company about 6.7%. Revenue from trading and investment declined. Charlie Gasparino's been warning for months about this, especially fixed income desk trading. But Wall Street, all about perspective, and that's why the stock is moving higher by 4 1/3%. J.P. Morgan at $61.89. The big banks kick off a host of financial earnings this week. Tomorrow, we got Bank of America along with Wells Fargo, and Friday, Citigroup is reporting. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we're done with Wednesday. Watch out for tomorrow and Friday. Now, this is interesting, speaking of perspective. So far for 2016, financials are the worst performing sector, but today, they're the best out of the major S&P sectors. Lots of them moving higher. Let's bring in the traders at the New York Stock Exchange, CME Group and the NYMEX. Hello, Mr. Stephen Guilfoyle.
Hello,
good to see you.
Liz Clayman.
We're almost at Dow 18,000. I know it's just a number, but looking at the trading behavior that you're seeing on the floor, what's at the forefront? Because we got the beige book numbers in the last hour from the Fed. That's the report from several districts. Nothing surprising. Look pretty decent.
Yeah, nothing surprising, except that they're so optimistic about retail sales when we all know that retail sales were playing awful for the last 3 months.
Yeah.
But let's face it, we have high cash levels. We have high short interest. It's a risk-on move. All your safety plays are out of favor. We have a chance to maybe go as high as 20.85 tonight. And, you know, I just don't see that much room for a significant sell-off in the short term.
In the short term. Now, retail sales for March, which you referenced, I don't know if we have the bar chart here, but they shrunk 0.3%. The estimates were to see a gain of 0.1% for March retail. So, Scott Shellady, normally that would send these markets into a tailspin. But today's April 13th. What's so lucky about the 13th today?
Well, you know, there's a lot of buildings that don't have a 13th floor, and
I know.
Most airplanes don't have a 13th row. But obviously today it was good for the markets, and I think it was good for the markets for the antiquarian reasons that we've got a record short out there. We've got technicals that look okay, but at the end of the day, with that beige book coming out today would have been something to fuel the market. I just think that everybody's on still this hopium trade where they're hoping things are going to get better and they don't really get there. So ultimately, I say I'd be very cautious because we're going to talk about new all-time highs. Everybody's going to get excited here at the top. We're going to attract mom and pop into that trade, and they're ultimately going to get disappointed. We need to see things pick up, and they're not. Retail sales this morning, PPI this morning, things are disappointing. We're going to revise down GDP again. Where's all this good news that's supposed to be propelling this market higher?
I had not heard that. The hopium. So there's a hopium addiction maybe with the bulls out there, but they're winning that trade today. Luke, to oil, it's pulling back slightly, but we got inventory numbers today. Not a surprise to see prices come down a bit. You know, we were at 4-month highs, as I understand it, but all roads lead to April 17th, which is next Sunday, when, of course, the big OPEC meeting happens. I mean, in advance, what are traders even holding to?
Well, there's a few things. There was news out of Russia, out of a Russian agency that said Russia and the Saudis have come to some kind of agreement. Then the Saudis said no, and oil went down. But there are a couple of technical points to look at. Oil is trading above its 200-day average, which is bullish for oil. It's going up along with the market, so the correlations are kind of there. And I think this is all pre-fight hype. The big fight is on the 17th, and whatever people say back and forth, you don't know what's going to happen. But right now, it's looking pretty good for oil. Summer driving season coming up. So I think it's going to stick around here.
Okay. All right.
You know what I think that is?
Go ahead.
I think that is the Russians and the Saudis spreading rumors so they can sell this up at $42 a barrel today, tomorrow, and Friday, before they have to sell it at 38 on Monday.
But they said, we will not cut output, but we will freeze it. But again, Iraq is the one that really is the decider here. So we have to see what Iraq does, because without Iraq, you don't necessarily have Kuwait, maybe not even Saudi Arabia. Good to see all of you guys. Thank you so much.
Take care now.
Stephen Guilfoyle, Scott Shellady, Luke Rabari, our fave traders here.